Hey guys, Alex here with Armadillo Armament. Today we are taking a look at a X300 Turbo and really just unboxing this, explaining the difference between the older models and answering any questions you guys have in the comments down below while I do continually evaluate this product over the next couple months. I will be having a video on a dedicated X300 video in the future, as well as TLR7s and doing more of a weapon-like comparison. But I'm really excited to start getting some rounds on this, and I'll be reporting back to you once I have that info. Now, up to the right here, this is pretty cute. This actually came from Rooftop Defense, a really great company. They sent me out a free X300 with my ramen noodles. It says the hobby's pretty expensive and have some ramen. Kind of cute. And comes with a Constitution of the United States, which is really kind of a cool touch as well, and a pretty cool sticker. But let's get that out of the way, and let's crack into this X300 Turbo packaging. Surefire doesn't always have the best packaging. It's normally just cardboard, cheap. I'm just going to rip it open. I'm not going to send this back. But this is their Turbo model, which is their high candela one. That is 66,000 lumens. The original X300 is going to be, or the X300 Ultra is going to be 1,000 lumens with much less candela, whereas this is, I think, 300 or 600 lumens. Hopefully it will tell me on the back. But regardless, I'll put it on the side here. It's 650 lumens, but it's pushing 66,000 candela, which is going to have a much greater center spot, right? It's going to be much better at PID out to distance, whereas an Ultra still definitely has a place in the market. It just has much more of a flood. So let's crack this open, pull this out. Insert Zelda music on the back here. New products from Surefire. Nothing because we hate you and we sell our stuff to, well, they sell military equipment to civilians, but XSC, I want them to update that, make it better instead of being $300 for like a 43X. War Comp is still kind of one of my favorite flash hiders, but Surefire products are great. What else does it come with? Battery warning. Yeah, don't eat them. Otherwise you're gonna have this lawsuit like 6 Hour, and a Surefire sticker so people know you're not poor. Very important, right? Otherwise, why are we even doing this? All right, get to the important bit. This right here, these are going to be the keys. This is going to kind of transition it between a 1913 and a full like Picatinny. Depending on what you have for a setup, just play around with the key. The instructions will explain what to do. If you have any questions, put it down below, but I'm not going to really spend any time on this because this should already be set up for what I want. And then over here, we have the X300 Turbo. And you know it's an authentic Surefire because you can tell there's already kind of a couple little like blemishes around it. But I really don't care. My X300s get beaten to absolute shit. It doesn't look that bad, actually. The coating on these is ludicrously strong. And that's actually the first thing I'm going to point out. This X300 up here is a little bit shinier, I'd say. This one right here is more of a matte color. Here, you guys tell me for yourselves. Do you see the difference? It's a little bit more matte, and honestly, I don't hate that. I think it's going to look really good on my Glock, which is right here. I think it'll actually maybe match up even better. Ooh, that's going to look really nice. But when we look at this tan one over here, this tan, yeah, so here's what it is. This tan is more of a matte as well. So they just updated their models to more of a matte finish. Interesting. Okay. So in order to pop open this X300 and put a battery in it, which they probably provided, but let me prove that to you guys. Take a sharp piece of metal, knife, screwdriver, whatever. There we go. Remove before use. Excellent. And the batteries are probably in the right orientation. This is obviously going to take two CR123As. I find that the Streamlight and the Surefire versions are normally the best. So put those in. And then slamp it down. One reason I love X300s is because that rubber like grommet around here and that method for putting the batteries in is a lot better than other companies. I find that water never gets in these and they're just a lot tougher. But let's test it. Oh yeah, you can already see on that table, that's got a center beam. Whereas check this out, if we go to an Ultra, notice how the Ultra kind of has a lot more splash. This one is a lot more focalized. Interesting. So while I put this on, why don't you guys tell me down below if you've run the Turbo and tell me your experiences you've had with it. I've heard that a lot of people kind of think the X300 Turbo is the new hotness, and there's no reason to get a regular Ultra. And I don't necessarily agree with that. I really like the original Ultra, obviously. It's serving me very well. And I think that in many self-defense situations, a wider flood is going to be better in some cases than a more focalized center beam. But yeah, that looks really good. That matte actually matches really well. So one thing I'm going to be taking a look at while I evaluate this over the next 6 months or a year, a couple months, whatever have you, is seeing if the finish on this holds up as well as the prior X300. I'm assuming it will. It also goes without saying this is their B model. The A model kind of has a quick release attachment for Glock and other pistols. I much prefer the B. The B you can get tighter, and it also just fits everything. This will be living on my 1911, my TRP, once that slide comes back, which will hopefully be in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, let's tighten that so it matches up really nice. Good. All right. Yeah, everything works out. I'm gonna go get some rounds on this shortly. But hey, while I have you, let's put everything on the rest of the setup. So like I said, I will be having another X300 video in the near future, but I already have a couple X300s, and it's going to be a very positive video. I consider the X300 to be really the only pistol weapon like that matters. The TLR7s and the TLR7 subs, they're fine, especially if it's a smaller handgun. But when you're getting into duty handguns, the X300 is the only one you should be looking at. And this is my M45A1 clone. God damn, that looks good. And then lastly, let's take the old X300 and put it on the venerable 226. This 226 has been through hell, so I think it warrants a X300 that has been through hell. It's also pretty cool to note that, let's move this out of the way, the paddles on the X300, these little activation switches, this feels really good. This one also feels really good. And then over here, I'm really not feeling like this is too stiff or anything. This actually, oh wait, that actually feels more sensitive. Yeah, this actually feels slightly more sensitive. Not by much, it doesn't really matter, but regardless. So here is the flock of X300s. What do you guys think? Do you still run X300s? Do you think they are too big? Have you moved completely over to the TLR7 and the like HLX line? I definitely haven't. I much prefer my X300s, but tell me what you guys think down below. This has been Alex with Armadillo Armament. Thanks for checking out this really quick video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.